Showing love for me.
Hello, we are live with the Michael Clark. Michael, how
The
are you
Michael Clark.
doing? The.
There's
has
only
to
one.
Be the.
Yep.
There's
All
only
capital
one.
letters.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've
That's
met
right.
like 10 Mike Clarks.
They don't matter.
But you're the
10?
Yeah.
They're the imposters.
I told
You're
them
the
that.
Mike Clark.
I told them.
Yes. We are sadly missing somebody today. She let us know this afternoon that she wasn't going to be able to make it. So, Sharon, if you're coming to watch after the fact, we're sorry that we missed you, but thank you for wanting to join in. And let's take a quick peek at who's here. And then, of course, we're going to get Mike to introduce himself. So we have he's always here first, Jay Maddox.
Speak of the devil.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
He heard us talking about him.
That's right. We have.
Oh, he's
Jason
got a
here.
YouTube button. Is he a YouTuber?
Nah.
I
okay.
don't know. Maybe not really
Hello,
well known
Jason.
anyways. We got Jason. We've got Joshua Marcella, who's here.
Yo, Josh.
Daddy. That's right.
I'm old
Hello,
enough to be.
kids. And we've got Linda Martin, which now we're not sure
Yeah.
which Linda it is.
Is this my Linda Martin? She has to answer that eventually.
I'll
Yeah.
sneak down. Sorry, you're gonna see my finger popping. We've got Erica in the house. We got
Erica, another beta reader, lover.
Spooky Noodles.
I know that
Yes,
name.
Mike. Linda said yes. It's your beta reader.
Yes.
So it's not
She's
the
a good
Linda
one,
that
too.
I know. Other than we do have a Linda here, right beside me here.
This way. Which way is it? This way
Brady
over here?
Bunch.
Wait.
We have Heidi here.
Yeah, I know
Hi,
Heidi.
Kelly Hooked on Books. Thank you for coming by.
Hi, Kelly.
We have Megan Lucas in the house.
Hi, Megan. That's a celebrity right there.
Yep.
You guys are all celebrities, I tell you. We've got
Me.
Noah. My goodness, I might have
Hey,
missed some
that's
people
my
here.
nephew.
Hi, nephew.
Oh.
Hi, Chiu Mike. Yeah, that
We
means
have-
uncle.
Christina, thank you so much for coming, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Perfect. So I hope I didn't miss anybody that's in here right now. They are already blowing up the chat here, Mike, because you are so famous. I'm telling you, you're a celebrity yourself. Do you want to introduce yourself and a little bit about your work? Although I'm sure everyone knows you.
Oh, God.
Crystal.
Yeah, the money's rolling in. Yeah. I'm Michael Clark. Most people call me Mike. I've written 3 books, almost 4. 3 of them are all one story. They are the Patience of a Dead Man series. And I like scary. I like creepy, eerie. And I've been at this for a couple years. I think maybe 4, but 2 published. And I'm having a good time. And thanks for showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're loving what you're putting out. We can't wait for more.
It's going to be a little different, just to, set expectations.
We like different. We're excited.
All right.
And Chad just popped. Sorry, Jay, you weren't important. enough there.
Hey, now there's a celebrity.
We've got Chad that's popped into the chat here.
There's free pizza.
Wait, there's pizza.
Now, the question is, what kind of pizza are you
yeah.
serving here, Nikki?
Pizza from Canada?
I didn't get any pizza.
Listen,
It's got Canadian bacon on it.
She's Canadian bacon.
Listen, somebody's reading the room because I actually knew that I wasn't going to have time to make dinner tonight, so I ordered my boys pizza. So there is truly pizza if you want to come on by.
I'll be on the way right now.
That's right.
I'm always down for food.
Perfect. So first and foremost, have you always wanted to be an author, and what drew you into the dark and creepy? You said you've always been into that.
Yeah, I think I got started with, at a young age, I was lucky enough to be a Disney kid, and maybe the Haunted Mansion was a big thing.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, Leslie has
No,
the
I'm a
mug, the
huge
same
fan.
mug I do.
Yeah.
No, I love the Haunted Mansion. And then, of course, Scooby-Doo helped. And I was lucky enough to go to the theater for Halloween, Dawn of the Dead, Phantasm, all these great classic horror movies. And I think what got me into it was just kind of I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see. I didn't know anything about the Twitter community that we have now. All I knew was Stephen King. And I saw rehashes of Pet Cemetery, and I mean, it's still going with, Lisey's story or whatever it is. It's all Stephen King and only Stephen King. Some of us need to break through, and the only name that I didn't even recognize. Bird Box I knew, and Josh Mellerman, I'm like, oh, I put two and two together. But for the most part, we're all kind of, struggling to be noticed. And that's why I wanted to write something to break through. And then I realized it's a lot harder to break through. So that's what got me started, that was the spark. Like I'm not seeing what I want to see.
No, and it is really hard. And especially if you're trying to do the independent thing as well. I don't know what it is, but so many people look at that as a bad word. And I'm like, it's not. You got to read indie. Just read it. Self-published, small press.
Well, going viral, whether it's you're a, what is it, TikToker or whatever. I mean, it's like, you've got to go viral. You have to be noticed by a billion people at once. And then if you get that, you're probably set for life.
Yeah.
But that's the trick.
Well, we're doing our best, dang it. We're doing
Yes,
our best.
you are.
You heard it here. We need to make the Michael Clark go viral.
I'm not here to waste my time.
Read it.
Look.
Read it.
I'm a part of an indie readathon next month. I'm the team captain of horror, and I chose The Patience of the Dead Man as our team book. So
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Getting it out there.
Everybody in this, screen that I'm looking at has done their part, and I'm very, very grateful. I'm having a lot of fun. I think if you write a book, you just want to get noticed, and I think I got noticed. I'm not cashing in, but you just want to get noticed. That's the first step, and here I am on your show.
Yeah, Carla said it. Indie is love. Hey, Carla, how are you doing? Thanks for coming. We're being so rude. You have a guest behind you, and we completely ignored her.
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Does she have a head on there? Is there a head to that? Or
Oh, let's not see the head.
No.
That's
I
even
cut that out.
worse.
Yes.
Just to walk by and see a
No,
headless
this
one.
is
put her
This
up
is
here.
Mildred,
There we go.
and this is the dress used on the book covers. My wife,
Oh, it's
Josie,
a mannequin. I
was,
thought it was like a cardboard cutout. That's awesome.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's
even
3D.
creepier. Ooh.
and then this is the knife on Anger is an Acid. That's if that falls on my foot, I'm gonna get cut.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
see?
creeped out again.
I got the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it's not quite light out here.
I would not be sleeping if that thing was in my house.
Well,
I
see
mean-
the closet behind me on this
Yeah.
side, I guess.
You hide her.
I store it in there, and like I
I would
go in
still
and
know.
boom.
Yeah.
I would
Leslie
still
would
know.
forget it was in the closet and open it and just have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Look, I was looking when I read The Patience of the Dead Man. I was like every shadow in my house. I was staring so hard looking for her that I gave myself a headache trying to make
Yeah.
sure was
But she
anything. I
wasn't
mean,
around.
That's the validation I need to hear to keep me coming back, because that's what I wanted. That's what I thought was missing. Like so many horror stories and movies are not scary. They're just like a tragedy
Oh,
or
man.
whatever.
the kind of scary that is in this trilogy is the kind that I'm addicted to. Like it scares the hell out of me, but I love it.
You can't stop reading. You can't
Me
stop
too.
Well,
reading.
yes, you can. I mean, I can stop reading until it's daylight and then read in the daytime. So, yeah.
Hey, this is Marcus Harrietha, and he did my audiobooks.
Nice.
What?
They're great. They're
Wow,
great. Yeah.
you did
He's got a
such a great job.
Golden voice.
Oh, he does, and he just adds to the creepiness of.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
Yes,
I
it
don't
does.
know. Maybe I'll
Leslie,
try
you
the
have to-
audiobook for my reread next month.
Les-
with my
You need
team.
to.
Leslie, you
Oh,
Don't
man.
have to, but I'm
do
telling
I
you.
changed the first book a lot after the audiobook was recorded, so don't try to read simultaneously.
Oh,
on
that's
that one.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Rookie errors and mistakes.
So I've only ever listened to one horror story on audiobook, and it scared the crap out of me. And so I've not done another horror on audio.
Was that
I mean,
the
I
Richard
scared
Children book?
myself. Yeah, it was Widow's Point, and it was towards the end where things were really happening, and I was like, I think I was mopping, and I had my phone on my running armband with my headphones in, and like I kicked my arm back just so that my phone touched my bare skin. And I jumped. I was like, nope.
But you're a horror reader, right? Like is that your favorite?
Well, actually, no. I was science fiction and fantasy, and then I found Brad Proctor's channel,
It's all my
and
fault.
he just had
Thank you, Brad.
I literally
welcome.
bought every book Brad talked about last year, except for maybe one or two. I bought every one of them, and then and it was all indie, and I just loved it. And now it's just a part of life. It's definitely a favorite genre now.
It's an addiction.
Isn't it a shame that we like more of these indie stories are not like invested in by Hollywood? Like they're so afraid to take a chance. How many reboots? This is part of why I did it. I'm
I
55.
hate reboots.
This needs
They're
to be put
making
into
Christine
film.
right now.
I am
Yeah.
so
Yes.
dead tired, and you're gonna see more. I mean, when you get to be 55,
Quit
like me,
remaking. Get some
The
original stuff out there.
They're
they're
redoing
afraid to
Firestarter
invest in-
too.
I know that's not even a good book. I mean, I love Stephen King. He's my only influence, but that's not.
Aw.
There's no.
So you said
So-
he's your only influence. Do you read other than like indie people?
No,
Did you
now
read
I
other-
do.
Other horror
Like
stuff?
I was ignorant, and in a way, I'm glad I was, because I came in with like a fresh perspective. Like I really think that you follow Twitter and you notice people doing the same things. Oh, I submitted, I got rejected, blah 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 blah, and there's not a lot of thinking outside the box.
Mhm.
And I think there should be, because almost everybody in this Twitter community, including some of the big boys, are still working their day jobs.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
kind of like about being noticed. It could be, something stupid. And if somebody important reads your book, it could make all the difference.
Mhm.
So I hope, if I
Like-
were to give advice to somebody new, and I'm still new, I would just say, think outside the box. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Although I find myself, I might take this next book and go to a press and just to see how it works and whatever. And I'm learning what everybody else knows, because I don't know any of that stuff. So it's kind of a two-sided road or whatever. And
It's true. Heidi's saying it. This needs to be on the big screen, adapted to
Yes.
film.
Yep.
Absolutely.
3 movies, please.
Yes.
Yes.
And I can
Movies.
tell you
Or spread it out even
exactly what part to put in the trailer. Like it can be literally a 60-second trailer. And
Tell me.
it's the part where Tim is upstairs and he's
Stairs.
hearing footsteps coming up the stairs,
Mhm.
and he knows exactly how many stairs he has, and he's watching, and he hears one footstep short of the last stair, and he would see who it is. Like,
So he's like counting off on his fingers or something.
yes.
That would
Yeah,
be
that'd be good.
Let me
Yeah.
say, I had your books on my list.
Thank you,
forever.
Chad.
But then when I saw Leslie's review, I was like, no, it can't be. No,
I
that's it.
saw
I gotta
Leslie's
finally read
review,
it.
and my wife was like, who is that? She was jealous.
So we do have a question from Christina. She's wondering if there's any plans for Russian or Spanish translation in the future.
If you teach me how, I would love to. Just send them my way. God, I would love it. I'm independent. I looked into translating. My wife is Brazilian. I'd love to get it translated to Portuguese, but then I looked into it, and like for a straightforward I'm losing my train of thought, but translation is big bucks, like $8,000 or something, 2 cents a word or something crazy.
What?
Yeah. So you have to have like a publisher back you up.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mark.
Yeah, I could see you playing Tim as well. I mean, you could try it. You could try to do Mildred.
I
It
tried
may
to
not
cut
work.
down Mildred's dialogue so she'd be creepier. So
Oh,
he didn't have to say
man.
too
Oh,
many
she's
emoji
creepy.
words.
Oh, she's creepy. And she's standing right behind you. She's already giving me the heebie-jeebies.
I still don't see it. No.
I just loved the first book is of course the best book because the whole time I was so confused. I thought I knew what was happening. And then something weird would happen. And I'm like, did the author make a mistake? Like,
That was me figuring my way through the book. I didn't know. It took me like 2
And-
years.
This isn't really spoiler,
Wow.
but someone trips at some point. You're like, really? They tripped?
yes, that was
Yeah.
it. That's exactly what it was.
You
And I was
finally
like,
find out what's going on, but
oh
Yeah.
man. And I see that's the one thing I love about indie and self-pub. Your creative story, it doesn't have to change. An editor or publisher is not there
Mhm.
over your shoulder saying, you've got to cut this, you've got to cut this,
Yes.
and you need it to fit in this parameters. Like, we get it exactly as you guys intend for us to consume it. And there's literally nothing I would change about that.
You make me wonder if I should even go to a press, Like
Well,
honestly, I
I
don't know
mean-
anything. I'm a newbie.
So, I mean, business wise, it would be very beneficial to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well-
I hate
Because-
cliches though. God, I hate them. I hate them. That was
Because-
another reason I started writing.
let's say your fourth book, you take it to a press and it just blows up. Well, then they may say, well, hey, we're interested in putting out a new printing of your original trilogy. And then because your first one blew up, you can be like, well, I don't want anything changed. And they're like, yes, sir, Mr. Clark, right away.
It really does depend on how important you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it's getting accepted to like an anthology or something. I mean, you reach a certain level, it opens all the doors.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key,
Yep.
though.
Yep.
That is.
I
You
mean,
were
there's a
talking-
lot of politics in the business and like everything. So
Arcade cliches are sexy.
no.
If you think so, I don't know about that.
so you were
Wait till
talking
you're
earlier about
55. You'll be sick of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, I've heard some authors that have gone the traditional route as well, and they've come back
Gone
and said,
back.
I should have never done that. I should
Well,
have
look
never
at
done
like
that.
Glenn Rolfe or even Chad Lutzke or
Mhm.
they do it all. They mix and match. I don't know the answer. I don't know why they do it that way,
Mhm.
but they do, and I don't know.
And I know that sometimes with like small press, you have more say than you would if you went, to a larger press company as well, right? Because they bring the author in to have the say, even with like the cover. Like I couldn't imagine that would probably, if I was ever an author, that would be what bothered me is not even to be able to design like the covers the way I wanted to. Right?
Yeah.
That would probably be the biggest thing. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going
That
to
would
show
happen,
you
yeah.
some artwork later on. So here's our little teaser.
Mhm.
I have some artwork
if you want to see it,
that I, had commissioned for my fourth book. I'm not going to tell you the title, but I'll give you a clue for it. Now, like I could go to a small press and they could say, we don't want to use
Wait,
that.
we're not getting the clue now?
No.
No, you gotta wait till the
No,
end of the show.
to the end of the show, that's when Leslie fall off your chair. I love
You're
you.
gonna
Fall
be
off your chair,
here.
Go all the way down.
Yeah, like the publisher could just change my cover on me, I guess. Or I could say, no, I'll just go, self-published
Who else?
again. I mean, because it's like hitting the lottery, right? To get a movie deal, I guess.
Mhm.
And I don't want to, like, if I go to, let's say, Flame Tree or Silver Shamrock, they're like a year out. They'll take, if I give them, stick around, Tim.
That's right, Tim. Hang out to the end.
If I submitted and was accepted to one of those people, publishers, or any of the other small presses today, my book would come out in like a year. And then like there's this open call for Torn Nightfire that's June 15th. They want 9 months to look at your stuff,
Wow.
and then it'll probably be a year after that.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn. You know,
Kevin's in the
I don't
chat.
come up with that many ideas. Yeah, stick around, Erica. I think you've seen it, Erica.
Hey, Beard. What's up, Beard? AKA Kevin.
Well-read beard. I want to talk about him actually,
Oh,
if you don't mind.
uh-oh.
Do
Yeah,
you
go
mind?
ahead.
Let's do it.
No, like he's a buddy. I know he liked my first books, but that's not why I'm talking about him. I love his show. I think he really has an eye for everything. Like, have you ever seen his Instagram account?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
And
pictures.
do you have
Photos,
somebody
everything.
in your the photos are like he'll take pictures of a abandoned house or his landscapes and whatever. He just has an eye for it. And there's like one person in every family that can do that. Do you have that? Like, hey, Red, how are you? Like my wife will take a picture and I love her, but she can't take a picture. Like she'll take a picture of me and like it'll be 70% ceiling, you know. But anyway, I think that well-read beard Kevin is an artist in a reviewer's body. I reached a point writing this fourth book. He's a beta reader, by the way. He's like my cleanup hitter, I call him. Erica read it. Ross Jeffrey read it. Josh Marcella read it. Different stages, different times. Like
And
Erica
none of
really
us.
needs to reread it because it's so different than it was. Josh read a more recent version. But Kevin is kind of like the cleanup hitter. Like, I don't know. Like, I have
Cracks the whip.
Well, I just maybe we're like blood brothers or something, but I just trust his point of view. And not to say anything about Linda or Josh or Erica or Aaron or Sherry or any of my other great beta readers, that I did 5 waves of beta reading on this, and
Wow.
it just takes a while, like to mold it to what you want it to be. But
True.
anyway, I talked to him. I said, like, I know he's busy. He's got kids. He's got, he's reviewing books, etc. He's working. He's like an editor. So I said, like, we talked about like getting him paid, and he was open to that idea. And I'm excited about that because I feel guilty for taking his time. And yeah, he beta read Megan's novel too. But now I'm excited that if he's going to take a modest payment, depending on the size of the book or whatever, that I can go back to him, like he's going to tell me honestly. And he gave me direction. Like there was this passage where he said, you really have to break our hearts here. And I was like,
oh man,
I had looked at it for so much. I was cross-eyed, and it was like the clarity I needed. I mean, anyway, he's open for business, and I call him the cure for imposter syndrome.
Oh,
So
that's
there's
very
my
nice.
love note to
That's
well-read
a title
beard.
to have. That's a title to have. Absolutely.
So, in other words, when we get to the part that breaks our heart, we need to go after Kevin, is what you're really saying.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
Got it.
Thank Kevin.
Ooh,
He wrote that. Oh, by the way,
Run, Kevin, run.
Well-Read Beard came up with a title for the 4th book.
Ooh.
What is
We were
it?
going
I don't
back and
even know.
forth. Like, we were like,
I forgot what
riffing.
the title was. What was it?
Nice try.
Well, I'll tell you
Well
this, that I don't have Linda's or Sharon's addresses, but the other 3 of you have something in the mail already, which includes the title of the book on the back. Like, I have a
Leslie, it's okay.
card
Breathe,
here. I'm just
breathe.
going to do this for now.
I'm trying.
This
I'm
is what's
trying.
coming later. You have this in the mail, and on the back is the title. And it's open to anybody that's listening. But
Did you hear that?
but go ahead.
You let it go already. Oh.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't show it.
Okay. No, you didn't show it.
Yeah.
Just the surprise. to
Sorry,
everyone.
I'm
Well,
just
it's a tease.
hyperventilating.
If you want to see it, we'll show it at the end. but it's open to anybody that's watching this show. I'll mail you one of those.
Yeah. This is where
Free of
everyone's gonna
charge.
clapping.
You just need to DM me your mailing address.
Mhm.
But don't tell anybody. Don't post it because make them watch this show
Yeah.
for Nichi, and also so my future publisher doesn't get pissed.
That's right. Yeah. No sharing it. It is one of a kind. It is a gem to have
Yeah.
on your shelves for you to cherish forever. But don't say anything, at least until your book is out. Then,
What happens at Dark Between Pages stays at Dark Between Pages.
yeah, that's right.
My cheeks hurt from
Especially
smiling so hard.
Especially the backstage stuff that you guys don't see.
I mailed it yesterday, so it's in the mail.
I'm so
You guys will have it in
excited.
no time. It will
I
be
know. I hope it's tomorrow.
Where were we? I went on a love fest with Kevin. So
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's good. I'm sure he appreciated it. Except for I keep talking, and I think Brad is trying to say something. Sorry, Brad.
I was just going to say, sort of going along with that, I've dubbed you on Twitter the king of swag as a joke, but not a joke at the same time. And is that sort of been your way to be outside the box? Because you don't really do that, or no one else does it like you do.
surprisingly, though, yes. Like I always love logos and branding and that kind of thing. And now I have something to brand that I made. So
Yeah. I
You know,
love your book plates.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
got
mean,
new
he's
ones
got-
too. Yeah.
He's got coffee mugs, he's got
Yeah.
bookmarks, coasters, and like window stickers. I know,
Pictures.
you had a
I've got
If
a
it gets
picture
your
of-
attention,
cornhole
then-
board the other day.
I think I owe Mark some swag too, or maybe some books. Send me a message, Mark. I just got lost. But yeah, like I like swag. I'm a Stone Temple Pilots fan, and I went to a concert where Dean DeLeo, the guitarist, he threw one of his slides like into the crowd, and I got it. And then there was a meet and greet a few years later, and I painted like a white stripe on it so he could sign it. And now I have his signed slide that he played. Hey, Laurel Hightower. Hi, Laurel. Thanks for coming. So I have this electric guitar slide that was played in concert, and it's just like it's an intimate moment thing, kind of, and I love it. I love that kind of stuff.
Do you feel like all the swag
Hi, Mindy.
has
Sorry.
helped you at all?
I think it got me noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be noticed for my writing, but I mean, if they don't read the book, hey, I'll give you a coffee mug if you read my book. Like, I'll do it. What? But I bought like 72 of those coffee mugs, and it was $400 or something, and then it was like $13 to mail every single one of them. I'm glad I did it. I mean, I'm a middle-aged man. I'm not 22 and scraping pennies together at this point. I'm not rich, but I can afford to mail you some mugs.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've got some future swag in development too.
Yes.
Did anybody see I went to Martha's Vineyard a couple weeks ago, and I was on Twitter, and it was like mid-May. I'm a big Jaws fan, and I went to I took screenshots of the whole movie, and I found like almost everywhere that they filmed something. Like for instance, I'll give you a for instance. Like this, if you can see it, you remember that scene?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Well, I found, see that little dimple in that rock?
Mm-hmm.
I found that rock, and I took a picture from there. Like you're the nerdy narrative, Leslie, but
Yeah.
that kind of blows
Yeah.
you away, right?
I see you trying to come after me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd in that way. So what I did was, there's a Google Earth site that has all the Jaws locations on it. Like it'll show you right where they filmed everything. So I found the opening scene. Thanks, Noah. Buddy. That's probably his aunt, whose name is Renata, who's also the name of my character in my 4th book.
Hmm.
But
Mhm.
that's Chrissy diving into the surf there. And I don't have it in this picture, but see the land formations in the back? Well, I went and
Barely.
I found that beach. And I lined up the land formations, so I know exactly where they filmed that scene. And then I stole some sand, and I made like 150 of these.
Wow.
Oh, that
So I'm
is
gonna
so
throw those
cool.
into, like, I don't know, maybe people that buy a book off my website or something, you know, Jaws fans, whatever.
You did the
That
same
is
thing with
so
Jurassic Park
cool.
too.
Yes, I went to Jurassic Park. I found a bunch of stuff there. I didn't steal any sand or anything, but I wasn't writing books then. Damn it.
That's a nerd in a good way. I like that. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Neat
My
idea.
wife looks at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I would have never thought to do something like that, but somebody opening up a package and having that little gem, some sand from one of the locations, I think to me, I'd be like, I would have treasured this forever. I think
If you don't
that's a great
expect
idea.
it, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's an awesome idea. Anyone, if you're in the chat and you have any questions, go ahead. You can throw them up there whenever, because Mike's on it. He's ready to go.
I came to
for
play.
for those that don't know, the house in this book, first book, it's where the house you grew up, correct?
Yeah, I lived there from 71 to 75. So like 4 years. I was age 5 to 9. And
So
go ahead.
I was like, did you experience anything at all that
No.
you took to the story?
No,
Or
but-
did you just have location?
Yeah, I sent Chad one of these Jaws things because he
Nice.
he knew I was going to do it, and I sent him in the mail. So you're welcome. Anybody that's a big fan of Jaws, happy to do that. Especially if you're a big name like Chad Lutsky. But yeah, catch me up there. We were on the property.
Yeah,
And
what made you want to write that into the story? Just because it was a creepy house, or
You didn't have any experiences it yourself.
No, I didn't have any experiences, but it was a very unique property. It was 23 acres, and it had a pond, it had a field, and then it had woods to the left that if you walked in 10 feet in, it would break open into like an old Christmas tree farm that was overgrown. And I remember being in there as a kid, and it was dark and creepy, like a shining hallway, like from The Shining, Overlook Hotel. So that was cool as hell. And after I wrote the book, I wanted to go sneak on property and look at it while I'm writing the book. I'm like, no, don't go. And after I wrote the book, I snuck on property.
Just like
And-
those nosy neighbors. Know what
Right.
happened to them,
Oh
don't you?
yeah. Right. But the Grove was not as like closed in and dark, and 40 years had gone by, so it was a little different. And I will never share photos of that because I want you to imagine what you saw in the book.
Pictured in your own mind. Yeah.
That's what I
That's
remember
one-
too.
that's one
No
of my favorite
lights.
locations, the Christmas tree grove overgrown. That was such a cool location to put.
I couldn't make it up, it's just something that happened. But I will say that like the house, there's a picture of the house in the book, and I put a turret on it, like with Photoshop. But in the space where that turret was just kind of like a peaked roof. And there were a couple of windows with curtains in them. And I looked at that picture because I had forgotten about the house, and I talked to my mother. I'm like, what was that room up above the kitchen, the where we ate breakfast? Oh, we don't know. There were no stairs up there or anything. Yeah. So
Surprise
there were
room.
curtains in the window above where we ate breakfast, and nobody ever went up there, which is kind of creepy.
Even to this day,
That's a
you've
pass.
never looked. Oh,
That just
No,
makes it look even more creepy.
yeah.
Yeah. See where the turret is, Brad's holding it up. Where the
Yeah.
turret is was a peaked roof, and it had 2 windows with curtains in them, and we don't know what was up there.
That's some Amityville horror stuff right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cool. And then apparently the guy that lived in there before us, she said he killed himself. And then we looked into it and he died in a car crash, so.
Tim, don't make me laugh. That's the wrong time to make me laugh. I was listening to Mike.
It was a haunted turd.
That's book 4, guys. Book 4.
Book 4.
It's
Yeah.
not the 5. Yes.
The one thing you don't want to come back and haunt
No.
you.
It doesn't go away.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, you guys.
So
You guys are
the
hilarious.
whole story about you living in that house as a kid is exactly the sort of thing that attracts me to pick up a scary book. Even if the house hadn't really been mentioned in the story, just that one little nugget of truth. Because my imagination is buck wild. You
Nice.
just give me a little something like that and then read your book, and then my imagination is going to do the rest. Like,
Yeah, the premise
The
is
book-
a lot.
yeah, the book may not be that scary to some people. That's fine. But what my imagination does with it, I scare myself. You just kind of get me started and I'll do the rest.
That's it. Yeah.
So,
Leslie, did you do that on purpose? We were just talking about turds, and then you threw Nugget in there, like with that flash.
Come on, Nikki. This is supposed to be a professional show, and you're like talking about
No,
birds
it's
and
not.
nuggets.
I mean,
Where are
This
you?
is not comedy.
I didn't know we were talking dirty.
Oh, that's too
Oh.
funny.
I agree with Beard's comment, though. The way you describe the house, you can totally tell
Yeah.
that you lived there. It was a real place.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the room in the corner. Like, it was very specific and
Yeah.
laid out. And you even have like not blueprints, but the layout of the house is in here too.
That's
Which is
the
also-
house, yeah, except for
Yeah.
the turret. It was all the barn, everything, everything.
Yeah, it
And I'm
puts right in
a
there.
sucker for maps, and having it's
Yeah.
not like super crazy detailed, but it's enough to okay, I know exactly where everything is, and I can picture it in my head when the characters are walking
Yeah.
around and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You have
It
a
sets the
gift
whole atmosphere.
for you have a real gift for describing the scene where I can picture it and I can see it happening, but you don't get overly descriptive. So that's a really good place to be.
Oh, I'm a little nervous about like whatever I write next because I didn't live there. You know what I mean? Like the next book is in a large
Yeah,
part
yeah.
on Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Really?
You want to
Leslie's
hear the
pushing.
description of the book?
Yes.
Okay, it's different. Now, what I realized, and it may sound like I'm qualifying and making excuses or whatever, but
Now you gave,
it's not a haunted house.
Okay.
Did somebody-
give a
go
little bit
ahead.
of a description in the spotlight that we did, didn't you?
I don't remember. I don't remember yesterday. So
Yeah, I think you did. Because
There was a little tiny bit, but
You were saying a little bit
let's-
about black magic, right?
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I made like some notes here just to not spoil, but give you kind of like a premise. All right. What inspired me was Mount Everest and the dead bodies on Mount Everest.
hmm
Like I don't know if do you know anything about Mount Everest and like green boots and stuff like that? Do you know green boots?
Mm-mm.
I don't know that.
Okay. Well, green boots is this famous dead body that people would just walk by. He's like this Indian climber that died on his side, and like the snow just kind of like drifts over him, and he had green boots. So it was kind of like he was a landmark on the mountain. And it's just eerie as hell to me. I don't know. I can't explain it, but nobody removes him. You know, I think he's gone now. Like he's been gone since 2014, but he was up there when the movie Everest, the 96 tragedy, he died that time. Anyway, if you want to get like the gist of what I was going for, except I added supernatural stuff, there's a Amazon Prime video. It's called Dying for Everest. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, it's on YouTube, but it's called Everest Left for Dead, the David Sharp story. It's just not as good quality. And it's a story about these guys that just climb up there and they David Sharp is a guy that like climbed it alone, and he climbed into a cave, and he sat there and he just started to die, and then a bunch of other climbers just passed him by and let him die. And it's just so, it's a really good video. So check that out. That was the vibe I was going for.
You mentioned that as soon as you said the title, it kind of sparked something in my memory. So I must have heard of something about it before.
It's worth a look. It's really good. And I also like black magic, as you know, from Patience of a Dead Man, with the Book of Shadows and that kind of stuff. Like I like ghosts and I like witches.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife is Brazilian. I have been with her for 21 years. I've spent about a year of my life in Brazil, on and off. I can speak Portuguese like a 6-year-old.
Where you just point and say the one word, you're like.
Well, eu posso falar pouco, mas, you know, like I can say like basic sense. I can speak a little, but that's what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's like two or three Brazilians around the table,
You're out.
I'm drinking beer. Yeah. And there's a black magic in Brazil called macumba, and it's everywhere. I've been driving through the streets, and then you see like a little, they call it a despacho. It's a little picnic blanket with offerings and candles and stuff. Like it's everywhere. And one of my wife's friends that lives here practices one of the branches of it. I didn't want to go to like Salem and do that kind of witches anymore. I just thought it'd be interesting. So anyway, that's in this book. And my heroine is a Brazilian 19-year-old girl that is forced. It's 1970, and she discovers something terrible and has to run away from home, leaving her sister in danger. So she comes to the United States the only way she can, which is illegally, where she works to save up the money needed to send for the sister, which would be also illegally. Along the way, she realizes she has a fondness for hiking and mountain climbing. And then she meets an American named Patrick Brennan, if that rings any bells, who is more than, he's like a climber with connections, and he knows people. And pretty soon they realize the light bulb goes on. She needs money to save her sister. And if she were the first woman to climb Everest, which she would have been at that point, then there might be some money in that. So I'll leave it at that. So it's not a haunted house.
But it sounds so good.
Well, thank you. I hope I just don't want to waste your time. I want you to be I want you to, I don't want it to be something like you've ever read before. I want it to be new, fresh. It held your attention, satisfying at the end. Is it going to be as scary as Mildred? Like you wake up in the middle of the night and there's Mildred in your doorway over there?
Or a basket of laundry behind you?
I'm going to try with a couple of scenes, but I don't make any promises with that. So there's the synopsis of that.
Much grander in scope than Patience of a Dead Man.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd choose a setting. Like I chose the house in New Hampshire for Patience of a Dead Man. And I chose Mount Everest for this one. And then you just have to kind of like make this the story around it, and you hope it comes out good.
With her being like Brazilian and going to America, does the majority of it take place at Mount Everest, or is that just part of it? Or you don't know yet, since you're still working on it.
Well, Red Beard, what do you think? Or Erica? Erica, no. Erica hasn't read, like, she doesn't know. She needs to read it again. Or Josh. Well, Josh might know. Josh and Well Red Beard. I would say that it's like, it starts out in Brazil. Part of it is the illegal immigration process, because that's a nasty trip.
Mm-hmm.
They have to go through 11 countries.
Wow.
So that, I mean, you can YouTube movies about that too. It's called the Darien Gap. And there's a lot of them. And you don't want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Then she's in the United States, and then she has to go to Nepal. So and then she comes home in a way.
Anyway.
Oh.
Is everyone hooked
When
yet?
is this
Like, are you
coming
excited?
out?
Yeah. we're all waiting.
What are
Well,
we-
if any of you want to read like an early copy, like I mean, if I send it to somebody and they're not going to have it out for a year, and I know you have stacks of books to read, but if you
Yeah,
want to read
well.
it, I'll send it to you.
That's what
you
I
know
said.
you take precedence.
That's what I said.
It's like I'm closed for review unless you're Michael Clark, Joshua Marcellin, Daniel Barnett, Ross Jeffrey.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
I'm-
that. You
I'm
let me know.
very-
You let me know.
Very well researched. That's what I like too, because then you really get the true taste of
Yeah,
the
that I
story.
really did. And in fact, I had to cut down the Everest parts. Like a couple of my beta readers, Sherry and Aaron, they, tell me of this group here. Are you interested in Mount Everest? Do the deaths up there, like finding Mallory's body, does it grab you, or is it you don't care?
I'm
I do.
excited.
I like history and stuff, so that's interesting
Yeah.
to me.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, I like it because there's going to be a supernatural aspect to it. Like I love history as long as there's a little something to snazz it up.
Okay. So I'm gonna put Leslie in the. I'll take it if it's
Oh.
good, and then the other three is like I love to watch Everest stuff. So far, it's been kind of like Well-Read Beard loved the Everest stuff the best, but a couple of my other beta readers were like Sherry, who I love Sherry, but she's like, I don't care about Mount Everest. So I'm like, oh great, I'm just about to write a whole book about it.
See, I'm the opposite of Leslie. I would like it even if it didn't have supernatural stuff. Like I love history that much. Even if it was like just the real life horrors of being stuck on the mountain and freezing to death and falling in the pits and
Yes.
stuff.
Mhm.
That would
My
interest
stuff
me if
is
there wasn't.
based on that. It's not historical, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's I read Into Thin Air twice, and there's a countless YouTube videos and a bunch of other stuff. Because I think it's the creepiest thing on going.
It's terrifying, right? You decide, you've got the guts, you're going to go and you're going to go do it. And who's going to come out of it? Who's going to come back?
Well, watch that
You never know.
YouTube show. It's just like these guys are climbing the mountain. It's like dark. It's 2 a.m, and they want to get up and back, and they're going to climb for 18 hours that day, and they let a guy die.
Yeah,
Weird.
like if I had been talked into going and I saw green boots, my tail would have turned around and gone back. Well,
Yeah.
first of all, I don't like being cold.
Well,
That's already a no.
yeah, I hear you there, and you can't breathe.
Yeah,
You can't
no.
breathe up
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Base camp is higher than any point in Europe.
Yeah, that's
It's higher than the
hard
Alps.
pass.
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
if I
Chad.
can't breathe well, I'm going to keep trying to breathe well, and then it's
Then
just
you're
going to go
hyperventilate.
badly. Yeah.
No, there's no breathing up there. It's
Mhm.
like you're sick. People are coughing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I tried to get that across. And if you're not a big fan of Everest, I'd say it's probably a third of the book.
Okay.
And if you're not a big fan of Everest, you will become a big fan of Everest.
I was hoping to do
That's
that.
what you
I was
should
hoping
say,
to recruit
yes.
some people. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
That
have
sounds
a
like
quick.
Sounds
have
like a
a
good
quick-
juxtaposition of freezing cold, your environment, and then Brazil and traveling up through Mexico and stuff. Different environments, all in one
Well,
book. Sounds good.
What I like best about Brazil is the Brazilian food.
Do you?
We have a street in Orlando that is
I know where that
all
is.
Brazilian restaurants.
I just looked
Steakhouse
up
of-
your I mailed you the thing, so I saw
Yeah.
your my mom lives in Leesburg.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so like I'm like, where's Leslie? And I looked at it on the map, not to be a creeper.
He's
Yeah.
trying
And
to
I
be a
saw where
creeper.
you
It's
are.
okay. We like creepers. We're
We-
good.
Yeah.
I'm a Disney Vacation Club person. There.
Oh
Bailey Tower, and you're like, not too far
That's
from it.
yeah, that's where we had ours until we moved here, and then we're like, we sold it because we didn't need it for. But yeah, we were Bay Lake Tower. We love the Contemporary. That's where we would always stay. But
yeah,
I'm 5 miles from Disney. I can go outside and see the fireworks when Magic Kingdom starts them back, which rumor is the end of July.
Yay!
Nice.
But
I love Disney. I'm a big Disney fan.
That whole road, just the steakhouse, the bakery, the pizza
Is that
place.
where Texas G Brazil is and all that stuff? Yeah, I know. Where near the outlets and everything. Yeah, that's a good spot.
Good.
I feel like I'm missing out here. Sounds like a great time there. Stinking Canada. What?
So
Hey, it depends what part of Canada you're in.
Okay, sorry, stinking where I am in Canada.
Because we have all that.
You just need to attract some Brazilians. Like where I live in Haverhill, like they're starting to come because they built a casino in near Boston, and it made all the stuff too expensive because it's the freaking the Encore, from Vegas that built in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
It's displacing people, and they're coming out this way. And Brazilians are good people and good to have in your community. And you get a few there, you'll get some restaurants, and you'll be all set.
it's the best food.
Yes,
Just
caipirinhas.
The cheese and the bread, like everything is delicious.
Hi,
Valerie. Jinx.
Well, so after you finish with what's the name of the fourth one again?
Yep.
No.
I'll tell you the when Well-Red Beard and I were going back and forth, the last one that I said was hell is a high place. And then he goes, boom. And that was it.
Well, once that one's done, do you already have a next project? Or can I suggest one?
You go first, and I'll tell you what I was thinking.
Okay, so Andrew is kind of a loose thread
Boom.
that needs pulling. Yes!
Yeah, that's what I want to do because, like I said, like it was a discovery. Like if somebody could have told me that, a haunted house is easier to make scary than a mountain, it might have turned me off, but I want scary too. So I'm going to go back to that. Yeah. In fact, I have like another idea of like a sci-fi thing where, you ever hear of Mars One? It's like it was a, I don't know if it was even a real thing, but they have a website. It's called Mars1.com or something, where they were going to send people up to Mars and leave them there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's somebody else wrote us a book about that or something. So like I'd have to really try to make it different.
You could do that.
But, put a hard twist on that. I was thinking about
Mildred in space.
With flies, all of the flies.
Flies on Mars.
Yeah. There you go.
So the Andrew story, is that going to be a full novel or is it going to be like a short story?
I like
or?
novels. I don't know how to
too.
write a novella. I don't think I do. So I'll leave that to the people that can. I'll leave the Cthulhu's and all the things that I hear the horror community talk about that I have no idea, and Lovecraftian and this and that. And I'm like,
Look,
that's where I'm glad to be like ignorant in a way. I'm glad to have a fresh take.
I'm glad you're
wanna
ignorant. If this is what we get out of you for being ignorant, I'll take it.
Well, you let me know after the fourth book.
I'm sure I'll love it.
I hope so.
She knows.
I feel pretty
She
positive.
knows. Yeah.
So when
That's what I
writing
say
the
too.
trilogy, did you have it planned out? Because book one and book two are, in my opinion, vastly different. Did you
So different.
plan to
but
go
so
that way,
good.
or-
No, I didn't. I don't even remember in a way, but like the first one was a couple years of forcing, figuring and forcing, and nobody knew I was writing, so there was no pressure. And like there's a scene where Mildred gets buried, and I had to like, how's that going to happen? I won't spoil it if nobody's read it, but
I had to think about that, like steps all the way through, and then the second one, I often wonder. My wife went to Brazil by herself for like 2 weeks or something. I didn't go, and I had like 2 weeks to sit here and just write. That was it. I was not working. I was on vacation too. So I had like marathon sessions and almost too much at times. And then that came out. So I wonder if that helped it or whatever. But when I sat down to write Dead Woman Scorned, I was thinking I need 50,000 words of backstory and 50,000 words of Tim and Holly. That was my original thought.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the shift in tone. At first, I thought, wait a minute. I was expecting more of the same from one, but all of a sudden, I was just absolutely caught up in that story. I thought it was just.
Thank you. If you ever hear more of the same from me, I'm gonna quit. No, that's what I really don't want to do. Like I told you, like I've seen it all. I've seen Batman rebooted 4 times.
And another one's coming.
How many different Jurassic Parks has there been? Yeah, there's so much. Yeah.
Did book 2 revealing all that about Mildred? Did that ever frighten you at all? That I'm going to reveal too much about her and maybe make her not as scary at all?
Ooh.
I always think about that. I always think about like Jaws was scarier because they didn't show the shark, and I have a quote from Ridley Scott that they did that for Alien too, like not Alien 2 but Alien also.
Well, but see, by giving us her story, you made her relatable, but then in part 2 you turned around and made her even more frightening. She went next level, like Jason
Terrifying.
in space. Yeah.
Jason in space. Mildred.
My favorite is the first book, just because maybe it was like the first, the creepy, the creepy ideas and whatever. The second one obviously gets more into the character, and I need to get better at character building and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I loved your characters.
I don't see anything wrong with your characters.
No.
All right, good.
Don't
let me know
them.
that.
No.
Yeah, keep me posted. But yeah, I don't know. What are my thoughts about going forward on book 2? I don't know. Like I said, 50-50 on the backstory and the other thing. And then the last book was shorter, and I just had to wrap it up, and I didn't want to keep going, I did 3 books because I was a member of this Facebook group called 20 Books to 50K. And they were like, if you want to make money, you got to write a series. So I'm like, geez, I got to stretch this, So I was really trying to stretch it, and I guess it came out all right. But I don't think I'm going to try to stretch it again.
Yeah.
I personally like trilogies myself.
I do too,
like
but the third one usually sucks.
Leslie's just kind of like, no, I love my series.
I mean, I'm a fantasy reader. I've got like 14, 18, 20 book series behind me that I've read and read and read and would still read more of if they came out. So series doesn't bother me. The number of them.
Trilogies are good if you actually have the content to go for 3 books. Not that you're, I'm in book 1. Now I have to write 2 more books and have to just make it all up and stretch it, which I don't feel like you did at all. But, that's like a TV show going on too long, like past its time. Like if a book, if it's only going to be a 2-book series, then it should be that. You shouldn't stretch it out to be 3 or 4, however many, just because someone says that's what you need to do. It should be the story you want to write. And if it takes 1 book, great. If it takes 5 books, great. Just however long it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because I think readers can tell that too. Like if you get to book 4 and they're like, this could have been wrapped up 2 books ago, then readers can tell that when they read it.
Oh man, I just read the 2nd book in the new Thrawn series, and it was so underwhelming. I'm like,
that's Star Wars, Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah. I was very disappointed. The first book was amazing. The second one, I'm like, okay, I'm sure in this 400 pages of boringness, there was something set up that's going to pay off in the third book.
I quit. I can't do boring. You know. I don't know. And like, what do you think of the Star Wars? You know, the last 3 movies.
I haven't seen
Well,
I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen them.
So I'm a huge fan of the first 3, the original 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next 3, I mean, I watched them.
Ditto.
And
The
then the
prequels are
last
good
3
story.
Yeah, but you know, the rewatchability for me is that original 3. So
I just
Which-
can't believe in the last 3.
it just
like,
seemed
they didn't
Yeah,
have
much-
the plan that Brad's talking about, where they have
Yeah.
a plan for
They had
all
no
3.
At all.
They did not have a plan.
No.
Like even
Shocking.
JJ came out and said they didn't.
well, he
they didn't have
I
retconned
know.
7. Yeah,
Billions of dollars on the line, and they didn't have a plan. I just don't get that.
Like
was-
Force Awakens was good.
I
Last
loved it.
Jedi was half of it was okay, half of it was not, and
Oh,
then
hated
Rise of
that.
Skywalker was just atrocious.
Oh, you thought the last one was the worst?
Yeah, it's my
Oh.
least favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I think they screwed up on the second one on 8, and then they had to try to fix everything in 9. But I don't. Anyway, we're probably boring.
Yeah,
the
I could go on for hours about Star Wars.
Oh,
so
that's okay. I
something like
I
that.
could listen to you guys talk about anything. You give me your laundry list, your grocery list. I'll sit here and listen.
All right, dishwasher pods.
Okay.
I need
Yeah.
Do you want me to write
mouthwash.
them down for you?
Don't eat
here?
them though. Don't eat the dishwasher
No.
pods.
No.
Oh, I'm not
Oh.
supposed to do that?
But back to this real quick. Where I was talking about maybe revealing too much. I think you walked that fine line of revealing too much and not revealing too much. Like I think you made Mildred more
Mhm.
scary by showing the
Oh, she's
potential she
terrifying.
has in
Mhm.
doing what she can do without saying too much.
well,
Which it could have
The-
gone the other way, but it went the positive way. I think.
the best part about it is like sometimes when there is black magic, and it's not ever explained, it's kind of like,
What are
but
the rules?
you explained how she got it and learned. Like she wasn't just born with it. It wasn't just something she had or was given easily. I mean, it's hard to talk about it without spoiling
Listen,
it, but I just thought it was
listen.
wonderful.
Well, the book is,
Listen.
I haven't. The book is Anger is an Asset came out over a year ago. I think we can talk spoilers. I mean, we can ring the bell like Final Guys do. Let's just, I'll ring some scissors here.
And yeah, if anyone doesn't want
If you wanna talk spoilers,
plug
go
your
ahead.
ears.
But
So I
well,
You go
go
ahead.
ahead, Brad. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you go.
the
That-
and it's just like I tell everybody, a good horror story has trauma of some sort. I mean, especially a good one, and it's going to be like something real life, and what she went through as a kid, and then oh man, and just her being a revenant, I would have never in a million years that just blew my mind, and I was just like, what? But just learning about all of that and how it worked, how the Book of Shadows worked,
yes. That was a whole spin that I got completely captivated with. But I'm realizing that this live show on a Wednesday night is not a good idea because I am going to go to sleep thinking of Mildred standing over me while I'm trying to sleep tonight, and it literally is sending chills down my spine.
Nikki, just drink more and then you won't have any dreams.
Yeah,
Right.
listen, I'm gonna walk out to go get some water in the middle of the night, and my laundry on my kitchen table that's waiting to be folded is gonna scare the shit out of me again. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
you.
I'm going to send this to you.
Yeah,
I
I'll
know.
totally put that in the background of every one of my videos from now on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We need,
I
we
would say
need
about
to take
the
take a picture of it. We'll all get it made into a poster, and we'll put it in our background of all our videos.
No, that's a hard
Yeah.
pass.
Come on.
I loved the Revenant revelation though. Like it wasn't just a ghost or spirit, like she was a Revenant, and that just
Yeah.
completely
Yes.
elevated to another
Yeah.
level than just your average haunted house story. Did you do like research into Revenants or What made you want to make her hurt?
It was
her
kind of
dad
like
instead
the
of
thing
just a
with
ghost?
where she had to bury herself. Like
Yeah.
I'm a plotter. I have this it's called Airtable, airtable.com. It's like a Excel spreadsheet online. And I will plot that until I feel like I have all the way to the end. And then I'll start writing. And then, of course, when I start writing, things can change.
Mhm.
Yes.
But in the process of making that table, I had to think about how she's going to bury herself and what the hell is she? And I stumbled upon it on this, like, I think it's like unnaturalworldwiki.com or something. And I'm like, Revenant. Oh, boom,
Yes.
you know.
Oh, it was perfect.
And then
That's
I'm like,
exactly
I would have
what I
called it
thought.
The Revenant except for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
but that would have
exactly-
given it
But that would have
away,
given
though.
away. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
have given it away.
Because
Leslie,
when-
why did she trip? What's going on here?
Brad,
Oh,
I
now I
think
understand.
Brad and I were reading that together, and I was like, I think he made a mistake.
The
The ghost
can't
trip.
Well, you know, like I've heard a lot of things about like, oh, what I got a review. Like, I'm not going to read the rest of this because the ghosts don't do XYZ, whatever. I'm like, well,
Idiot.
I can't answer to that, but
They're
she's not a
missing out.
ghost.
They're missing
And-
out.
And then you think about things like Patrick Swayze's ghost. Couldn't he kick the damn can, you know,
Yes.
and
Yes.
push the damn penny?
Yes.
And couldn't like the Clive Barker's Cenobites, I don't know if they're ghosts or not, but they can do whatever they want.
Yes.
So, you know, why
Yeah.
can't we? I'm not sure I believe in ghosts to be honest, but why can't we tweak the rules, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they
Make them
change
what you
rules
wanna
for
be.
vampires and stuff all the time. Why not?
Yeah.
Change rules for
Yeah.
ghosts?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not,
At
not
least
like
she
you're
didn't
making her all
sparkle.
twinkly. Yeah.
She's the flies are just
God.
glitter flying around her head.
Yes.
If they offered me $1 million to make her sparkle, I'd be like,
No, please don't.
nah.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That would just ruin her. She's terrifying. Leave her terrifying. And you know what's
Now
funny?
Batman's
You
gonna
think-
sparkle.
Man, her episodes of rage
Yeah.
in the first book where Holly was like tracking that when she
Yes.
found the journal was just crazy good.
I
I was
would've
trying
been
to
gone.
make it
I
so
would've been
like
out of
she
there.
never like the ghost never touches you
Yeah,
because after the ghost touches you, what happens?
yeah.
You know,
the-
like that's the
yeah.
end, right? Like you're either dead or hurt or you run or whatever. But until that ghost touches you, it's creepy as hell. So
Mhm.
that's what I was trying to do there.
There's a Pat.
Yo, Pat. We're talking about you,
In a
Patrick
bad way.
Brennan.
All
Yeah,
good things. All
you're
good
in my
things.
fourth book, but you know that you're also in Ronald Kelly's book in a different name. He made like another character name
Yeah.
with a blend of Patrick and Brennan. Somehow I forget it was.
That's an Irish Gothic in it, I think.
Yeah,
One of those
right.
stories. Yeah,
Oh, yes. Yes. I got to read that. I want to read that.
Yeah,
it's good.
How about anybody else? Linda, Brad, Leslie, do you guys believe in ghosts?
I haven't.
I do.
Do I believe in ghosts?
you do or you don't?
I don't. I'm the believe it. I'll believe it when I see it kind of guy. I haven't
Yeah, me too.
experienced
That's
anything.
me.
So
It
What about you,
depends.
Leslie?
It depends.
Uh,
Depends on what if I've watched something scary or read something scary, then every noise I hear is a damn ghost. So
Her ice machine goes off and she's on the ceiling.
they don't have ghosts by Disney World.
I will say,
they're friendly.
I do like to watch ghost shows, but I don't believe in anything that they experience on there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by
Oh,
like Ghost
Mhm.
Adventures specifically. I don't know why, but I'm fascinated with that show specifically. But I'm sure it's all fake. Like I've met them in person. They're super nice guys, but I don't
Yes.
believe a word that's going
You've
on
met
that
them?
show.
that's cool.
Yeah,
my
I've met them
my
before. They're
4-year-old,
nice.
my 4-year-old, every single night before I put him to bed is, Mom, can we watch a ghost video? And I'm like,
Cool.
sure. And I'll put on, like Nuke's Top 5 or something like that. And I'll sit there and I'll watch it with him and I try to debunk it, right? Or I'll be shaking my head going, guys, seriously, that's nothing. And then, or, that's totally CGC, right? And I'm always trying to say, that can't be real. But there are those ones that completely stump you and I can't figure it out because you can tell it's not edited. but yet it's so weird. But I'm not really much of a believer either. I mean, not that I haven't had weird experiences, but I don't. It would take a lot.
I love to read about people who write stories about experiences they had, whether it's real or not. You don't know, like, the Amityville Horror book. I love reading that one.
Yeah.
But listen, if I wake up and Mildred's over my bed tonight, then I'm
oh my gosh,
100%. I'm a believer. Oh yeah, I'm
gonna throw one of the dogs at her. I'll pick up Bandit, slap him, make him mad, and then chunk him, let him have at it.
Just start here. I'll just throw the book at her. I mean, it's a beast, right? I've got all three in one.
That would totally kill somebody.
No, which reminds me, I remember when I met the dog, and I was like.
Yeah.
I messaged you and I was like, please.
Yeah.
Please tell me.
What's the name? I forget the name of the author. I think she wrote the Sandra Bullock movie with the space. What the hell's the name of that? Sandra Bullock was in space.
No idea.
Is that a newer one?
George Clooney was in it too. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna look it up.
I can't think of her name, but anyway, she has something on her blog about don't kill the dog, because she killed a dog and she just never heard the end of it. And I have a dog too, and I don't want to kill the dog.
Oh, Gravity. Yes.
Gravity. Thank you, Erica. No, I said Robin. Sorry.
Yeah,
let's
not kill the dog.
Oh, space.
You can read a book. Space bullet. You can read a book and they kill all these people and kids, and then they don't care. And then the dog dies and everybody's all upset about it.
No,
kill all the people.
Don't kill all the kids. Not all the kids. I mean, the ones that can put up a fight and try to defend themselves, that's fine. But like the young ones, like that can't try to defend themselves.
So how does Eric LaRocca and Samantha Kolyesnik get away with stuff? I don't get that. Like it's
not
they are
easily.
Great writers. Don't take me wrong, but they cross all the boundaries.
Yes.
Has Eric killed an animal? I don't know if he has.
Yeah, he did.
I haven't read his latest.
Well, he did in his new one, but it was a lizard.
Yeah.
It was
and a child, and that one made me put it down. And I was just
my pups.
Me too, Nikki. That scene bothered me. Like it's a combination of child and blasphemy. Like I don't know. Like I just want to discuss it because I need to review it. I have it right here, and I liked it. But
which one is it? His new one.
The new one.
Yeah, things have gotten worse.
Yeah, I got the signed version, and I think he's a great guy. Mm-hmm. But this falls into a category for me, like him and Samantha Kolyesnik, who are great writers.
Well, we have 800,000 lizards in Florida, and my pups catch them and kill them on every walk that we go on. So I can handle a lizard getting it.
Yeah, well, I can handle that too.
It was a salamander in that one.
Yeah.
What was it saying?
Deer hunter.
Was it a pig in hers? Was it a pig in Samantha's that got killed?
Yes.
Well, that's bacon.
Pig.
Yeah, no, that's bacon. That's ham. Yeah, Canadian bacon.
Paraplegic pig.
Oh.
Yeah. So
we're just putting it out of its misery.
That was a mercy killing, right?
No, it was in the fair. It was like an exhibit.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't mean to drag them, through the mud, but they're doing better than me. God bless them, and I will read more of their work. It's just a different kind of horror.
It's hard. And that was probably the first book of Eric's, and I've read all of his work, that I actually had to put it down, and I looked at it, and I thought, I don't know if I'm going to finish it. When I got to that one part, and I even sent this to Linda on the phone, I thought, this is going to be the first piece of Eric LaRocca's that I may not finish.
Yeah.
And then I picked it up the next day, and I'm trying not to give any spoilers, but I picked it up the next day, and I think it was just the whole message within the story of what that main character was trying to portray and why she brought that out. And I kept telling myself, it's fiction, it's fiction, it's fiction, it's fiction, it's fiction.
Yeah.
And that's how I got through it. But I mean,
but it almost makes you feel guilty for reading it.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to feel guilt. Like I like horror, but I don't know. Like, but everybody loves it, so I'm the oddball. Like
it's my favorite of his I've read so far.
Brad's twisted and messed up, though. We already know this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him like a very good review, like star wise, but I'm gonna explain stuff in the details. You know, like,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
I can't figure out
read
what
it
I want to
yet.
say.
Yeah.
Ready, or Leslie, you'll read it in like 10 minutes. You'll be done like that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. That one part made me I had to put it down. I could have sat there and I had got through like more than halfway through within a half an hour. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can finish it. And then I got to that one spot and I had to put it down and I couldn't pick it up till the next day. And it's a short read, but that part was just, and
It
I just
doesn't
wanna,
even
like,
really
spill
fit
it
with
out
the
here.
rest, I don't think. Maybe if you make it fit or something. I don't know. It was just
It was
like,
that
whoa.
That shock piece. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
He found a way to cross two boundaries at once.
Yes, exactly. And that's probably my biggest thing is animals and young children. You know, like you have like a slasher breed where you have like 13, 14-year-olds, but they can put up a good fight. You know, they're trying and it's a slasher read. But if you're taking an innocent, toddler or baby,
Our toddler's
gets
innocent.
me. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Not when they're quiet, Nikki. Not when they're quiet.
That's when you know something bad's happening. When the kids
Right.
go quiet, you're like, what's happening here?
They are ninjas. I promise you.
They can be, but they're innocent. They don't know, you're still learning who to trust, and especially if it's your own family member, or something like that, somebody that you should be trusting. And then, yeah, you'll see, Leslie, when you read it, you'll see what I mean about it being a shock, and that it was like the first piece that I was like, I freaking love Eric, and I don't know if I could.
Well, it probably
I
won't
totally
affect me in
get
the
it.
same way since I'm not a mom. It probably won't affect me the very same way. But now, if it had been a
maybe
dog, then I would be like right there with you.
Yeah, and that's true. It could be parents too, right? Because I
put it out of my mind.
Yeah,
I totally forgot it. I totally took that scene right out of my head because it affected me that much, and I'm not a mother.
Oh, you blocked it?
I blocked it after I
Oh,
finished
yeah.
reading it.
Yeah.
Nikki was talking to me. I'm like, can you tell me again? Because sometimes I block things out.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That was a very disturbing scene.
Yeah.
That one didn't affect me at all as a parent, like other stuff has.
That's because your little
you're
kids
Brad.
are running around.
Brad, I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
She tells him that every day. Don't listen to her.
Yeah,
She does.
I do. I need to say it more than once a day at least. Then. No, it's very true though, and ever since I became a mom, I became a little more of a wimp. I'm pretty desensitized to a lot of stuff, but when it comes to kids or animals, it's not so much. But I guess it just has to be done tastefully. And that's the wrong word to use, but that's the word that comes to mind.
He's really good with his words. Like
He's very poetic. Even
Yeah.
with his titles of his books, they all sound
Yeah.
like lyrics and stuff.
very talented.
Yeah, I tell you. Oh, you guys are all so talented. I am freaking jealous. I want some type of talent. You have to send it this way.
I was you 2 years ago. Just take a chance.
Oh, I don't write. There's no way I can. No way.
You write reviews, you can write a story.
My written reviews suck.
I think you could write a story.
You think so? I used to
Kevin,
put so much
yeah.
time and effort into my reviews. I had a blog and everything. And then I realized that I've got like 250 followers on my blog and like nobody reads them, but yet so many people follow me on my Goodreads and read and like and comment on my Goodreads reviews. Why do I bother having a blog? Like there's no point.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Well, we won't keep him too much longer anyways, because of course it is a Wednesday night and we know that everyone's got work tomorrow, and these live shows you can just get lost in and get wrapped right in. What I really enjoyed about this, Mike, is that we weren't even necessarily asking 20 questions or really interviewing you. We were just chatting, getting to know you, and
Very easy.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So now
So
it's
I'm going to get to the
Chase here. Cut to the chase.
Yes.
I don't know. Should we?
No, yes.
Don't
Don't listen to her. Mike, just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Leave,
All right.
leave people thinking.
All right. So
Ready.
I had, that the story now starts in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a Brazilian artist by chance on Instagram. His name is Mateus Roberts, or Matthias, if for the gringos in the crowd. Mateus Roberts, ART. That's where you would follow on Instagram. And he he paints some ghostly stuff. And I told him what I wanted. And then he came up with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That looks amazing.
So you can see the mountains, and then somebody dies. I hate to spoil it.
It's a horror novel. Someone's got to die.
Now, on the back of this card is the title. I'm not going to show you now, but if you want one mailed to you, and I'm talking to everybody watching this, whether it's live or otherwise, and if I get inundated, I might have to spread you out over a couple months, but just DM me on Twitter or send me an email and give me your mailing address, and I will send it.
I can't wait for you.
And I will make sure.
Sorry to cut you off, but keep it quiet. Keep it here. Don't make people watch this video. Anybody that watches this video can have it, but don't post it on Twitter or whatever, and make it easy for everybody else.
No, it's secret. It's a one of a kind. It's a gem.
What happens on Dark Between Pages stays on Dark Between.
Yes, I like that. That's going to have to be the slogan. Sorry.
See, I told you, I'm always interrupting her. Do you like reaching out and working with artists? Because you did Chad Whirl with this.
Yeah, I do. Because I
don't know what her name is, but you did A Stranger Dream with the bookmark.
Carly, Carly Patton. Yep. I do. I really do, because I can get an idea visually there, like 80, 90%. Like I have sketches of this that I showed Mateos, but they just, bring it home, basically.
They do. Yeah, put it together. He actually shared some different artists that he follows and stuff like that on Instagram, and they're all just gorgeous.
Me?
Talent,
you mean like
yeah, talent.
Yeah, and it's not going to break the bank either. For these are starving artists too. That you'd be helping.
I really love both of these, but I really like Chad's interpretation with all the weapons floating around her head and stuff. It's not going to focus, but I really like that.
He's so good.
The bookmark is awesome too, but
that art piece. I was telling Mike that I'm looking for a specific frame that I want for that art piece so I can hang it up on my wall or try to put it up on my shelves or something in videos. And I haven't come across it yet, but when I find it, I know it. And that's until then, it's staying in the envelope so it doesn't get damaged, because I don't want anything to happen to it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really good.
He's so good.
King of Swag.
I know King of Swag. I know your wife is the pictures for all these. Did you enjoy putting the covers together for everything?
Yeah, what I do is, like, to me, the title and the cover and the story have to come together to get all together.
Oh, that's Renata, who is my
cousin-in-law. She's Brazilian, and
she's been in here. She's been giving away some of your secrets. You've been missing the comments that have been popping up.
Oh yeah,
she gave away your address and everything.
Everything. We have your phone number.
She is Noah's mom.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Road trip. Everyone, pack your bags. We're gonna go visit Mike. Move over. We're coming in.
You will notice a Renata in this story.
There's another sneak
What's
peek.
that one called again?
Yep.
You guys.
I tried for you, Leslie. I tried.
The last one I came up with is "Hell is a High Place," and then Well-Red Beard kind of like said no.
It's gonna be
So
good.
I want to ask,
it's gonna be good.
on your last cover, Anger is an Acid. How long did it take you to realize what's going on up here? The Easter egg that's on there.
Do you have the limited edition?
Yeah.
Oh, it took me like right when I got it back. Like I paid the guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit.
No.
You said it on Twitter, and there was something wrong, but you didn't say what it was. And I looked and looked and looked. I didn't find anything. And once you pointed it out, I was like, oh yeah, that's it. But if you wouldn't have said anything, I probably never would have noticed.
Yeah, go ahead and show him. It's Josie forgot to take her Fitbit off and her wedding ring. And I forgot to Photoshop it out.
Mildred's got the Fitbit going on. She had to get her steps in for the day. She's doing a lot of steps.
She was plowing the field. Somebody said that. Like
she's just pacing back and forth behind the Christmas trees.
Oh, this is my cousin-in-law too. This is Noah's uncle, Eber Jr. there. He's in Brazil right now.
Hello, welcome.
Worldwide famous.
Woo!
Yeah.
On Dark Between Pages.
He only looks like Osama bin Laden. So
yeah, I think that's really cool.
Do you have a favorite piece of swag that you've done and given out so far?
Well, the mug got me noticed. You know, the mug.
It's great.
Yeah.
Every time you pick it up, I'm like, I want one because you keep drinking out of it.
I don't have them anymore. I would send you one, but they're like 23 ounces. Like my sister gave me like a Batman mug that was like big one, and I never went back. Like these 11-ounce mugs where you can't put enough milk and whatever. I'm like, this is terrible. So I'm like, I want to get. I could have gotten shot glasses or something, you know, but I really thought about it. What is somebody gonna? Well, no, it's a good idea. Not to, you know, poo-poo anything. But I'm like, what is something like you don't take shots every day. You drink coffee every day.
It depends on who you are, Mike.
I was gonna say there might be some people.
Yeah. Or if you do, you might forget you're drinking it out of what you're drinking out of. Macumba. Remember last New Year's Eve? You could. Oh yeah, I was in Brazil on New Year's Eve, and everybody. New Year's Eve in Brazil it's summertime, so it's warm. Everybody goes to the beach. It's not this New York Times, freezing to death
snow.
Yeah, so I was on the beach in Brazil, and everybody dresses in white, and the beach is just packed, and the fireworks are like more than Disney. I'm not even kidding. They're like a half an hour.
Wow.
And all the Macumba people that believe in this, the black magic, they drop white roses into the water for the goddess Iemanjá, and there's a lot to it. So yeah, it's pretty big down in Brazil. What was I saying before that?
I was going to tell you that you need to have
the mug.
You need to have a shop. That's what you need. You need to have like your own, so you can have.
I do.
Mugs
I have like.
You need your Redbubble store or something. Yeah,
yes.
totally.
I have something, but it's like 2 shirts or something. But yeah, we'll see. We'll get on that. And then I think this Jaws thing is nothing related to do with me, but
that's cool.
It's a nice. If you like Jaws, you might like that. Anyway.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Are you guys gonna do a book together? Ghost fighting.
Whoa. Well, my ghost would win, so it'd be like 2 chapters.
Ooh, Laurel.
Shots fired, Mike.
Just kidding, Laurel.
Like we were talking about earlier, someone gave you a bad review because the ghost was breaking the rules or whatever. Like Laurel's Ghost and Whispers in the Dark, they did things that ghosts weren't supposed to do either. So
true. Nobody busted her.
Yeah. Ghosts are ghosts. They can do whatever they want. Just you wait till all die and we're all ghosts. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Like who made up these ghost rules?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze kicked the can. Give me a break.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go around and I'm going to haunt all of my favorite authors. That's what I'm going to do if they're still around. That doesn't make me sound creepy or anything. Not at all.
No.
Yeah.
Do you have another subgenre within horror? Like you've done haunted house, you're doing the new one, sort of black magic, witchy exploration horror. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Maybe that space thing.
Mildred in space.
Yeah, Mildred in space. No,
I
Mildred.
like the cross genre stuff. That's
Say
really
that again?
interesting. I like the cross genre stuff, like a little bit of horror and a little bit of fantasy, or a little bit of
historical. Yeah, it all comes down to like the location, the setting. Like I think Kevin likes that too. There's certain movies or books that inspire you, and it's like I want to be there. Like I'll give you an example. You ever see? You saw 2001 and maybe 2010. Those 2 movies.
Yeah.
Where the discovery is the ship is taken over by the computer, and then it's like dead in space. And what's that other Event Horizon?
Event Horizon. Oh my gosh, that movie scared
like
the
that dead spaceship genre thing where you're gonna dock on this dead spaceship and you don't know what's inside. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That movie scared me so much.
That's one of my favorite sci-fi movies. It's so good.
Yeah.
Linda's been really quiet, so I'm going to pick and prod because I do this. And she actually just cracked through book 2 and book 3 like this past weekend.
Yeah.
Wow, what a trooper.
Yeah.
So give your full reviews right now for us, Linda.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. Well, I did the audiobooks for the second and third one. So that's how I got through them pretty quickly. I got through them basically in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Marcus Harrietha.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The audiobook was amazing. So I did physically read the first one, most of it, and then read a little bit or listened to a little bit of the audiobook at the end. I love the series, but I think the second book has got to be my favorite. Just because of the whole backstory from Mildred and stuff. But I mean, in the first book, that first ghost that came out, that's it. I was creeped from there on. All the way through. I think I was talking to you online saying, yep, I'm creeping out now. I see something everywhere. As you guys were asking if we believed in ghosts and so forth. I'm not sure I believe in ghosts, but there has been things that have happened around here since I've moved in here, like 14 years ago.
Now they're really going to happen because Mildred is there. Once you open this book, it's like The Ring with the TV. Once you crack these books open, you're gone or she's in there.
The fact that she was not tied to one place and could go wherever, that opened up all sorts of doors.
She's there.
Yeah,
Well, I was
true.
going to say she was here, but she's over there. Staying way out of this.
But you mentioned that first scene. That's where I started with the whole thing. Like I built it around that scene. I had to think of, okay, put yourself in the scare. I put that and the thought of seeing, you look out your front window of the house across your field and there's a woman staring at you.
Oh my gosh.
That and where he's working alone in the house, trying to work 18-hour days to flip the house, and then
he's
something
looking
happened.
over his shoulder the whole time and stuff. Oh man.
When Mildred's just standing over the bed when the kids are asleep.
Even her standing in the field, and he thinks she's real. So you think it's a real person.
Or your children.
Well, she is.
Clothing.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But,
You don't know that at the time.
we're getting there.
Yeah. She's really
Your
dead.
children being in different clothing when you go to, like.
Oh.
I mean, look, I'm so glad she took out the ex-wife.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
I had a little experience with that too.
Yeah.
Diana
I
hated
was
Sheila.
like, thanks, Mildred. We good now.
I was actually
You think she
flying
was
to
doing good?
Orlando when I thought of that. I was like, like an airplane flight is perfect. I put these headphones on and I'm like, I'm just gonna just think.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, killer.
She's gotta go. That's it. We've had enough of her. And you had just made her just the perfect amount of annoying that we were all kind of to our wits with her, and then that was it.
She lived way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long.
Oh man.
She finally got her comeuppance. I was so happy.
Yep.
She's
Good to have her
gone.
parents too, as far as I was concerned. But
And honestly, my cold-hearted self, I wanted more people to die than ended up dying.
yeah,
Oh, yeah?
You
I
were
expected.
twisted.
Yeah, I expected.
Yeah,
her.
I've had a little
I like bleak
flack.
endings.
You what?
I like
He likes
bleak endings. I like
Oh yeah.
bleak dark endings. Yours was
And I kind of had some.
yours was kind of happy.
Yeah, a happy ending, but I thought about it back and forth, and I just didn't think there was any, I don't know, artistic way to. If it was just straight vengeance, it would be, what's that Bruce Willis movie, The Last Man Standing or whatever. It's just like gunning people down, I don't know, but I hear what you're saying. I had another guy, I walked the dog in the woods, and this guy's like, well, I didn't really like the happy ending. Like, all right, well, thanks for reading.
And it's not that it's a bad ending. It's just subjective. Like, I would rather have more people die, but it's not, what I'm trying to say. It's not a bad ending. Like, it's just a different ending than I was expecting. I was expecting just blood and guts and tragedy everywhere. And that one, some people got it, and not everybody though.
No, yeah, that's fair. But I was also thinking of like maybe a Hollywood ending, like, oh yeah, maybe they'll like that.
Everyone just gets mass murdered. Everyone is gone by the end. It's just Mildred standing there staring.
Maybe I'll do one of those though, like when the bad guy wins or something.
Yeah, I like it when the bad guy wins.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah. If it's unpredictable, I like it. I don't think you knew what was going to happen in this one.
Oh, I totally had no idea.
So that's mission accomplished right there. So if you don't know what's going to happen in the next one, that's my goal there too, and that'll be my goal for all my books.
Yeah.
New, fresh, different, no reboot.
The end of Dead Woman Scorned, I had no idea where it was going from there, what was going to happen. The introduction of Andrew, we kind of got what was going on with him, not really. What was going on with him there, I was like, I have no clue what's going to happen next.
I don't think you're going to know in this one either. I don't think. Yeah.
That's it.
Everyone dies at the end, right? That's what's going to happen.
And we need Netflix listening so that we can get some movies out of the Patience of the Dead Man, or maybe a TV series. I mean,
lift me up to that level where like
TV series,
accepted to all anthologies and
yes,
publishers and agents come looking for me.
Yes.
Have you tried to write any short stories to submit anywhere?
Yeah, I've been rejected a few times, which is fine. I mean,
they're regretting it now.
Well, no, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's
see, that's what you do though. Then you take all your stories and you make your own collection.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll save them for sure. I'm going to submit to Andrew Cull and Gabino Iglesias's found footage thing too, coming up soon. So
you'd be good at that
so one. About that.
We'll see.
Everyone,
found footage.
I'm one of those people that went to see Blair Witch on opening night and totally thought it was real.
Well,
but they played it up like it was real.
That was all based on a website. That was 1999. And
that scared the hell out of me too.
The internet was kind of new at that point, and that was the first website that promoted a movie. People thought it was real.
Like even the actors didn't come to like the premiere. Like actors didn't know interviews or anything until the premiere.
Right, they disappeared.
Everybody thought it was real.
Right.
Yeah.
That was all. That's genius marketing. They marketed it to appear as a real
That's
thing.
it. That was it. Have you watched it recently?
No,
I haven't seen it for a long time.
I mean, it doesn't hold up.
I've only seen it the first time.
Once you get rid of that mystique, it's just people arguing in the woods. That's it.
Yep.
It's again this thing of revealing too much, pulling the curtain back too much, and then once you show the monster all up in your face, it doesn't have the same thing as it's hiding in the shadows. Right. Yeah. There's, like you said, the mystique is gone, the mystery's gone. You're more scared of what your own imagination comes up with than what they're going to show you in your face.
Yep, it's true. Or somebody just hanging over the camera with the snotty nose. That's all I think about.
That's like the main thing everybody remembers. Just
but it was it felt so authentic.
Yes,
like,
it did.
Well, you thought it was real. You thought they found that footage in the woods.
Yeah, I 100% bought what they were selling.
Like something sort of close, but not the same level, was the first Paranormal Activity movie. It was kind of on that same level in a way.
Oh man, that movie.
I like those though. I like those. Yeah, those are
good.
Those match up to the creep factor.
Yeah, it's like there's that scene where the wife is just standing next to the husband in bed.
Yes.
Fast forwards for like hours.
Which that is the scene
that's
that
like Mildred
I was
standing over the bed.
That scene in Paranormal Activity. That's where I got my inspiration for Sleepwalkers for Daniel Barnett. Yeah.
I think my wife, we were dating at the time, and we saw that. I was like, if you ever did that to me and I woke up, I'm just straight uppercutting you in the face. Just don't stand over me hovering in the bed like that.
Yeah.
No. Especially if she's holding a knife or something. God.
Yeah, that's just creepy. Just like Mildred, like Linda was saying, just standing out in the field, not moving, just staring, watching you.
Yeah, there's nothing
hovering over the bed, just doing nothing, staring at you. It's that subtle creepiness that's real. It's not some crazy monster werewolf. It's just some person standing there being
Yeah.
creepy, being silent. That adds more to the creep factor of the atmosphere and the ambiance than
Like
some
Linda.
raging monster or something like that. Like
Yeah.
Linda, she the creeping monster just being real quiet.
We always bug her because even on her own show, The Rambling Reader, she's always so quiet, right? All of us are always overtaking the whole show. And she's like, I'm just the serial killer sitting here in the quiet. And we're like,
Don't give me
whoa.
away. I am the serial killer in the quiet.
You're the
Sorry,
one that
that's
like
right.
you get caught and everybody like, what happened to her? Who was she?
Where did she go?
You'll never know
Real,
I
right?
did it because I'm not there.
That's right.
I'm in the background.
I'd like
No
to
one
write a
suspects the
serial
quiet
killer,
person.
killer one too.
See, did you see those eyes? Did you see those eyes? I'm telling you, she's scary.
Serial killer
never-
true crime one would be good.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that
too
kind of
funny.
stuff.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, you guys are hilarious. Go on, sorry, I cut you off, Mike.
So that's
just
book
gonna
number
say,
what?
like,
That'll be
you
book
mix
6.
serial
then,
killer
Mike.
with paranormal or something somehow. And,
Yeah.
That's
Well,
book
now
6.
I want to now I want to do like some type of. If I was good at film, now I want to do some. I need an actor to stand in the middle of a field out here somewhere in Alberta, Canada. Just stand there, and I'll just film her
You do-
staring. Okay.
Do it yourself. Set your camera up, hit record, run out to the field.
Yeah, but my problem is I would end up putting myself, at the beginning, going "Ooh!" out in the field, and it would lose the touch. Well, that's too funny. Well, you guys, we are now at the 1 hour and 40-minute mark.
Wow.
You guys, all of you guys are ahead of time than I am because it's only 7:43 here. So you guys are almost what, 9:43,
Almost
almost
10
10
o'clock.
on a work night. So as much as I enjoy getting to talk to all of you guys, I don't want to make you guys have a hard time get up and do your reading in the morning and get to work. And if you're doing any reading in the morning and you haven't read Patience of the Dead Man trilogy, I know there's a few people in here that haven't read it, so they should be reading it.
Read it next month in July. Be on
Yes.
my team horror and thriller for the
Do
India
it.
Accords.
Yes. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
one
Like on the-
reminder, I will mail
Yeah,
this
very-
to anybody that wants one, but don't post it online. And
No.
it's got the title reveal on the back.
That means all of you bookstagrammers, if you are in here, do not put it in your stories. Do not put it in your photos.
Make them watch
Keep
this
it to
show.
yourself.
Make them watch
Or you're
Nikki's show.
Fired.
Yeah, or
you need
you're
to write-
Fired.
You need to write big letters, Mike. Don't show this because
Gone.
you know someone will.
Yep.
That's
I'll
right.
stick Mildred on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Oh,
Mildred
yeah,
approves it.
yeah, you don't. You don't want
Is
that.
your wife the one on the cover for the complete one as well, or is that something else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she on the cover for that?
Mm.
Did she like being the model for Mildred? Or did you have
Well,
to coax
you're
her
always
into it?
like, hey, Josie, I have an idea. Oh my God. Like, what? I have to. How long is it going to take? She wants to pet the dog. She wants to do her prep for work and whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I had to buy the complete because at the time it was, well, I'm going to be honest, it was more affordable at the time to get the whole 3-in-1. But I also went and bought all of the audiobook version, and I will have to go out and buy all the individuals as well. So I've got the
Yeah,
whole
you gotta
collection.
have. I had to have the individual covers.
Yes, yes,
The covers are great.
Thanks.
Because this is great, but I want to get all 3 individuals because, the bookstagram photos, yes, the bookstagrammer me, they will make just
Book
incredible.
3 and the big book are taken in front of my downstairs bathroom. That's a bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't decide. I don't know. It's the simplest one, but I think book 1's my favorite cover. It's just, I don't know, something simple about it I really like.
Just the hint. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But I like the axe on book 2, but I think book 1's
Yes.
my favorite cover.
Yeah, I had my original thought was 2 gravestones down at the end of like a column, like a row in the grove.
Tunnel kind of.
Yeah. And I did like 8 versions of that, like on Photoshop, and I just couldn't get anything like cover quality, so I just went with the other one.
Yeah, you did good.
Good night,
with these
Chad.
covers.
Thanks for
They're
coming.
great.
Well, thank you
Thank
guys so much. Thank you, Mike. I can't thank you enough for coming on and chatting with us. like I always say to you guys, you guys
Anytime.
are my celebrities, and I get nervous getting to talk to you guys because
Oh, come on.
I know. I'm
It's-
so big. I'm joking.
Right.
listen, Brad, we already know this, all right? Okay,
The professional.
but this is not even a joke. I have people that will hit me up in private messaging and say, "Oh my God, I didn't realize you were good friends with Brad Proctor. I
Stop
love that guy."
Stop
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Hey, listen, there's a whole live around it coming up with Brad Proctor. So
They
it's
call
not
him
a
B
lie.
Proc, don't they? B Proc.
Yeah.
It's like they
Or just
abbreviate.
Proc.
Professional.
Yeah.
Listen, why don't
Professional.
I get that? Why isn't people going and messaging everybody else going, "Oh my God, I didn't know that you knew Nichi from Dark Virginia"?
Maybe they do. We just don't tell you.
Well,
We're
what
just
the
keeping
hell?
it a secret. Megan Lucas, you're her favorite booktuber, and I was
Yeah.
on the show with her.
You guys sold me out. Did you not see my message in Twitter instantly? I had to go back and replay it because everything froze. And then everyone's like, "Yay, Nichi, yeah." And I'm like, what? I already won a copy. What's going on? And I went back and rewatched it. And I went straight to Twitter. I'm like, you guys sold me out.
Beard's comment was like, "I like Nikki, but that hurt my
I know.
feelings."
I know. I was like, you guys sold me out. Now everyone's gonna hate me. Anyways, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you guys, all of you
Thank
guys,
you.
for coming and talking with Mike. I mean, just the excitement as soon as we found out that he was going to be on here. Everyone was just, "I'm there." I think Leslie's exact answer was, "Nothing will stop me from being there on
Awesome.
Scoop 9."
Thanks for your time.
I was like,
Yeah.
out of my way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We have to be
Thank
here,
you.
so thank you. And anytime, Mike, you're welcome anytime. Come on, BS with
Let me
us, have
know.
a good time. Yeah, and King of Swag right here, the
King of Swag.
Michael Clark, the King of Swag, was just on my channel. Oh my God. And
Wow.
yeah, that's it. Thank you guys all for coming. Everyone saying goodbye. I will pop these up quickly, and that's it. See you guys. Thanks for coming.
Bye, y'all.
You guys,
Bye, thank
love you, Jay. Love you, Jay.